Hello, my math independent study student. In this video, our objective is to solve rational equations and check to see if we have extraneous solution. And again, what is extraneous solution? It is not a valid solution. To the original equation. So let's begin with the given equation right here. This is a rational equation because you can see right here you do have a fraction, have two or more fractions. So you have 2m over m minus 1. This is the first rational expression, plus m minus 5 over m minus 1 equal 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and find the domain. But before we begin to find the domain, let me just look for the least common denominator. So since m squared minus m, I can factor them as m squared minus 1 with m minus 1 times m plus 1. So therefore we do have m minus 1 here, so therefore our LCD, the least common denominator, is the product of common denominator, which is m minus 1, and the non-common, which is m plus 1. So therefore I can set the restriction for my domain. So my domain will be m minus 1 times m plus 1 cannot be equal 0. Therefore m cannot be equal to 1 or negative 1. So that's what I make a note right here for you. So it means somehow at the end you solve this equation and you get the answer m equal 1. You don't want that. Okay, so now we have the LCD. So the next step I'm going to do is that I'm just going to go back and copy down the given rational equation, except my second denominator, m squared minus 1. I'm going to write them as a factor, m minus 1 times m plus 1. So the next step, I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD, which is the least common denominator, m minus 1 times m plus 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and do m minus 1 times m plus 1 times the fraction 2m over m minus 1 plus m minus 5 over m plus 1 times m minus 1 equal 1 times m minus 1 times m plus 1. So I multiply the LCD to the left side and then to the right side, and make sure to close the parentheses. So right here, open, close. Okay, the next step, we're going to go ahead and just distribute. So now we will have 2m. So we have 2m times m minus 1 times m plus 1 over m minus 1. So that will be the first fraction. The second fraction will be m minus 5 times m minus 1 times m plus 1 over m plus 1 times m minus 1. Let's go to the right side of the equal sign. So 1 is the identity. So when you multiply by 1, your product stays the same. So m minus 1 times m plus 1. Okay, so next step we are going to go ahead and divide the common factor. So look at here, on the first fraction we have m minus 1, so it's gone. For the second fraction we have m plus 1, and we also have m minus 1. So therefore we will left with 2m times m plus 1 plus m minus 5 equal m minus 1 times m plus 1. Next step, we are going to distribute, we're going to multiply the 2m with the two terms inside the parentheses, so this gives us 2m squared plus 2m, and we're going to remove the parentheses away here. There's a plus sign thing about plus 1, so therefore the sign stays the same, so m minus 5, and on the right side, if you distribute it right, so this is a special product, so that will give you m squared minus 1. Next step, we are going to move the m squared and negative 1 from the right side to the left side by subtract m squared and plus 1. We subtract m squared and then plus 1. So now we will have m squared, and combine the like term, the two terms in the middle, we give us 3m minus 4 equals 0. Now we'll go ahead and solve this quadratic equation. So I'm going to go ahead and use the square to factor this out, and then solve them using the factor. So I'll put m squared top left corner and negative 4 in the bottom right. And now we'll go ahead and multiply this two, so that will give us negative 4m squared. I'm going to try to find the factor. When the time it will give me negative 4m squared, when it adds up, it gives me 3m. So it means 4m times negative 1m. So therefore I'm going to put 4m and negative 1m, or negative m. So now when you go to each row, I look for the greatest common factor. So row 1, that will be m. Row 2 will be negative 1. So now I'm going to do m squared divided by m, give us m. And we can check it right here. Negative m divided by negative 1 and give us m. Good. So 4m divided by m give us 4. So now our factor will be m minus 1 times m plus 4 equals 0. And we set each factor equals 0. So therefore m equals 1 and m equals negative 4. However, if you remember that we just said right here that m cannot be equal 1 or negative 1. So in this case we have m equal 1. So we don't want this value. So we can conclude right here that the extraneous solution the extraneous solution so in this case this is not a valid solution. Is m equal 1. So our final answer, so our conclusion, our solution for this rational equation is m equal negative 4.